Rotarians and friends, it's lovely to be with you for your virtual conference. I think when Governor David asked me to give this presentation, we both thought that I would be with you in person. Instead, we're meeting virtually. And whilst ideally would like to be there to meet you, coming to you via technology is actually quite complementary with what I want to speak to you about today. So today I want to talk about the changing nature of volunteering and its impact for the future of Rotary. Specifically, I'd like to talk about the changing nature of volunteers and volunteering. Secondly, I want to talk to you about some of the things that clubs and districts are doing to respond to those changes. And finally, I'd like to speak about the things that I hope you will do to keep Rotary strong in the future. So let me start by talking about the changing nature of volunteering. Volunteers are the lifeblood of Rotary. In fact, we are Rotary. But as our membership numbers start to plateau or even decline in some parts of the world, we recognise that we're at a juncture, that the nature of volunteering is changing and that we need to respond to those changes to keep Rotary strong. And these changes, they're happening all around the world. You know, they're a function of modern busy lifestyles, of rising expectations, of changing demographics as a new generation of volunteers comes through. And there are lots of reports that have explored this changing phenomenon. And all of the reports generally recognise 5 key trends. The first thing they identify is the rise of digital volunteering. Now, technology has changed all aspects of our life, and volunteering is no different. Increasingly, people are using the internet to source volunteering opportunities, to connect with causes, to connect with donors, even to use the internet as a platform for volunteering. Secondly, we're seeing the rise of skills-based volunteering. You will be familiar, I'm sure, with Engineers Without Borders or Médecins Sans Frontières, organisations that exist to enable people to use their professional skills and knowledge to do good in the world. And increasingly, more and more volunteers seek to apply their professional skills and knowledge to give back to the community. The third trend these reports identify is the rise of workplace-based volunteering. You know, more and more organisations are seeing the value of engaging their volunteers in engaging their employees in volunteering in the workplace. You know, they do it for a range of reasons: to build employee skills, to create teams and teamwork, even to enhance corporate reputations. You know, this rise of workplace-based volunteering is a great opportunity for Rotary. Another trend that these reports identify is the rise of cause-based volunteering. This is particularly important for younger volunteers who are driven by particular causes and passions. You know, and that's a wonderful thing, and Rotary can respond to that. Yet it does create challenges for us, because these cause-based volunteers are much less likely to be interested in investing in the organisation. You know, in the roles of president and treasurer, roles that really have kept the wheels of Rotary turning in our history. And the final trend that these reports identify is the rise of episodic volunteering. Increasingly, people don't have the time or even perhaps the financial resources to volunteer on a regular week-in, week-out basis. So we are seeing volunteers increasingly want to dip in and out of service as their lifestyle and their needs change over time. Now, this is also a challenge for Rotary that has we have built our business model on very regular, structured volunteering. All of these reports essentially come to the same conclusion. They say that volunteers want more flexibility about how and when they volunteer, and they want more meaningful volunteering roles. And so this begs the question, how is Rotary responding? So let me turn now to share with you some of the things that Rotary clubs and districts are doing to respond to these changes. And I'm going to describe some of these responses from quite simple changes to the more significant changes. Firstly, I'm seeing clubs and districts do a range of things to introduce more flexibility into their operations, like changing meeting times and meeting formats, reducing costs to make Rotary more accessible and convenient, like reviewing rituals and traditions and making changes where those things are necessary to keep Rotary modern and responsive, like using technology to increase efficiency and effectiveness and to enhance communication with members and to promote Rotary more effectively in the community. So we are seeing a host of simple things that clubs are doing to introduce flexibility. Secondly, we're seeing clubs do some interesting things to find new ways for people to engage with Rotary. For example, we're seeing clubs introduce new categories of membership, like associate membership, family membership, corporate membership, even alumni membership, that enable different people to engage in different ways with Rotary. Similarly, we're seeing clubs get very good at partnering with other volunteering organisations in the community to deliver Rotary's impact. I've been pleased to see the increase in the number of outward-facing service projects where clubs engage with other volunteers in the community so that they can stand shoulder to shoulder with us and see Rotary in action. And finally, I'm really pleased to see Rotary International developing a non-club-based membership model, specifically targeting younger professionals that want to be part of Rotary's impact but are unable to join us in our regular meetings. I think the other thing that I'm seeing that impresses me in relation to engagement is the emphasis on engagement and service rather than attendance. We are increasingly recognising that people make their contribution at different levels and in different ways, and all of those things are valid. So I've described some simple things, some changes to engagement. The last group of changes that I'm seeing are more significant, and they relate to the introduction of new clubs and new club types. And after almost 20 years of not starting a new Rotary club in our zone, it's wonderful to see new clubs and new types of clubs being developed. I think we're all quite familiar now with our conventional club form, with the Rotaract clubs, and we've all had a taste of what it's like to be an E-club during this pandemic. But we're also seeing the rise of different types of clubs, like passport clubs, where Rotarians have a home club, but they participate in the meetings and service activities of other clubs. We're seeing the rise of alumni-based clubs, where the membership is primarily alumni of Rotary programs. Similarly, we're seeing the rise of corporate clubs, and I'm thinking of the Rotary Club of Cheshire Bentley. Now that's Bentley, as in Bentley Motor Car Company, and the volunteers, the members of that club, are employees of the Bentley Motor Car Company. And we're also seeing the rise of cause-based clubs, like the Rotary Club of Water, Sanitation and Health, based out of New Zealand, or the Rotary Club of Minnesota Veterans, or the Rotary Club of End Human Trafficking. Clubs that are focused on enabling people to pursue a particular cause or passion. Now, these new types of clubs, they won't weaken Rotary. Indeed, quite the reverse. They will strengthen Rotary. They will enable us to expand our impact, increase our numbers, increase our diversity. They are key to creating a strong and sustainable future for Rotary. So let me turn now to the things that I hope you will do to keep Rotary strong in the future. And as I talk about the future, I'm acutely conscious that I don't have a crystal ball. But one thing I'm absolutely certain of is that our best preparation for the future is a well spent today. So let me share with you 4 things that I hope you will do to create a strong platform for a really strong future for Rotary. Firstly, I hope you'll continue to find ways to introduce flexibility into your club operations, your meetings, into your volunteering service. There has never been a better time to make changes within your clubs, to meet your members' needs, to meet your community needs. Please do everything that you can to make sure that Rotary is doable, and so our members can fit Rotary into their busy lives. Secondly, I hope you'll do everything that you can to increase member engagement. We absolutely have to get a better understanding of our members' needs and expectations and deliver our Rotary service accordingly. We need to make sure that all our members are engaged and involved. In short, we need to be more member-centric. We need to fit our clubs around our members' needs, not try and fit our members around our clubs. The third thing that I hope you'll do is find the opportunity to start new clubs and to start new club types. We absolutely know that there are people out there who would like to be part of Rotary's impact, but who cannot or will not join our conventional clubs. Please start new clubs and new types of Rotary clubs to enable us to engage with those people. And fourthly, I hope that you will find opportunities for meaningful volunteering service. You know, we need to find the opportunities that match our members' skills and experience with the real needs in our communities, so that every one of our members feels like the service that they are giving really does make a difference. Finally, and I think most importantly, I hope you will tackle this task of shaping a strong future for Rotary with the same positivity, courage and resilience that you have tackled everything to this point. We are a wonderful organisation and we do great good in the world. And it is absolutely worth everything that we can do to respond to this changing landscape so that we can ensure a strong, thriving Rotary for future generations to come. Thank you.